Today's focus is on cubes and cube roots. So first of all, think about what is a cube. Maybe in your mind when I say that, you have an image of a Rubik's Cube come to mind. Maybe you think about a box. So if you think about a box where every side is equal and all the sides are squares, that is what a cube is. It's a three-dimensional object. So when we talk about cubing in terms of numbers, we're talking about taking a number times itself 3 times. So if you think about that box and you think about the length, the width, and the height all being the same, that's what we're doing when we're cubing something, is we're taking those 3 dimensions and we're multiplying them together. So 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3, and the answer would be 27. Just like squaring, it doesn't mean to multiply by 2 or multiply by 3. It means multiply a number by itself 3 times. Our shortcut way of writing it is with a little exponent, that little raised number off to the side, and the exponent is a 3 when we say cubed. So let's do a few calculations, and let's look at what some of these numbers would be. So 1 cubed means 1 times 1 times 1, and so that is 1. 3 cubed, we just set up above, means 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. 6 cubed means 6 times 6 times 6, and that would be 216. Now look at this next one. It's a negative 2 cubed, and if you notice the negative sign is in the parentheses. We talked about with squaring how that makes a difference, and with cubing that's the same way. We're taking a negative 2 times a negative 2 times a negative 2. And if you remember back from your math work last year, when you are multiplying numbers together and you have an odd number of negative signs, your answer is negative. If you have an even number of negative signs, your answer is positive. Think about it. If I have negative 2 times negative 2, that's positive 4. And positive 4 times negative 2 would give me a negative 8. So we can get negative numbers when we're cubing something. Negative 4 cubed means negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. And again, I have an odd number of negative signs, so my answer is going to be negative. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16, but positive 16 times negative 4 gives me negative 64. So that is how you cube a number. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go the opposite direction, and that is called taking the cube root. So if we write square root with just that symbol with nothing above that little V part of our radical sign, but for cube root, we're going to put a little 3 above that part. And what that means is we're going to try to go backwards to figure out which number, when I multiply it by itself 3 times, would give me that number that's under that cube root sign. So the cube root of 8 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 gives me 8. Now, with cube roots, you only have one solution. We talked about with square roots how there are actually 2 solutions, a positive and a negative. But cube roots are a little bit different. There is only one number when I take the cube root that would give me that. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. But if you think about it, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 would be negative 8, not positive 8. So there's only one solution when we take the cube root. But it is possible that that solution could be a negative number. So let's look at some examples. The cube root of 27. What number times itself again would give me 27? If you said 3, then you are right. 3 times 3 times 3 would give me 27, because 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. Let's look at the next example. Which number times itself again would give me 125? Maybe you're taking your calculator right now and you're just randomly trying numbers. So we already know 3 times 3 times 3 would give me 27. So maybe you try 4 times 4 times 4, 5 times 5 times 5. If you said 5, then you are correct, because 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. How about the cube root of 64? Take a guess at that one. Which number times itself again would give us 64? If you said 4, then you are correct, because 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 64. Now look at these last two. There's actually a negative sign under that radical sign there. But that's okay, because I could take a negative number times a negative number times another negative number, and that would equal a negative number. So what I need to do is figure out which number, when I multiply it by itself 3 times, is going to give me a negative 216. You can hit pause and hit play when you are ready. All right, if you're ready to go, let's see what you got. You should have gotten negative 6, because negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6 is a negative 216. Finally, the last example. Which number times itself again would give you a negative 8? If you are saying negative 2, then you are right. So the cube root of negative 8 is negative 2, because negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 8. So cube root is all about going backwards and trying to figure out which number multiplied by itself 3 different times would give me that number under the cube root sign. And it can be a negative number. Also remember, cube roots only have one solution, whereas square roots could have 2 solutions. Here are some cube roots that you should memorize. You should memorize at least these right here in the middle, the cube roots of the numbers that will equal 1 to 5. So the cube root of 1 is 1, the cube root of 8 is 2, the cube root of 27 is 3, the cube root of 64 is 4, and the cube root of 125 is 5. So these are all things that you should memorize. So these right here are called perfect cubes, because the cube root of them is a whole number. And those are some things that are important for you to know moving forward. So try to memorize those perfect cubes just like you memorize the perfect squares. One last thought. When in math do we use cubes and cube roots? Well, if you think back to that box back at the beginning of this lesson, that would lead you to when we will use them. We talked about cubes a lot when we talk about three-dimensional objects. And if you remember, we've done a lot of work in the past math classes of calculating the volume of cubes. And volume is length times width times height. And we're going to be multiplying 3 numbers together in a cube to be able to discover the volume. So we might be using cubes and cube roots when we talk about the volume of those boxes. All right, I hope you enjoyed this lesson on cubes and cube roots.